BlackRock is making massive moves. And if you pay attention because you're paying for your attention, it could radically change your family's timeline. But here's the thing, most people are going to be disillusioned by the headlines. The markets are emotional. And if your emotions look like the stock market, you will always get wrecked. So, as I show you the timeline and I show you the game plan of what the biggest asset managers in the world are doing, you have to ask yourself a question. How many videos have you watched? How many TikToks have you watched? How many Instagrams have you watched? And how much action have you taken? Rich parents have rich kids, poor parents have poor kids. The middle class is getting wiped out, leveraged towards technology, moving down to the working poor. There is going to be no middle class. The industrial era is dead. We're moving from Web 2.0 to Web 3.0, industrial to technical. And if you take action, not against anybody, the battle that we're facing, where they're turning us against each other, is all by design to keep you confused as the brand new monetary system comes in. In 10 years from now, you're going to forget about every single argument that you're arguing about right now. Everybody's going back and forth in between these agendas, and that is designed to get the middle class to go against each other. If you understand the changing world order, go to Ray Dalio's channel and read it, study it, understand it. We are now heading into economic decline, bad policies, and civil war. That's when they turn the normal everyday person, specifically in a country like America, the superpower, against each other. Once the superpower and the people within the freest country in the world and the largest dominant country in the world start to go against each other, the whole ecosystem changes. In 10 years, you're going to be in a completely different ecosystem. So if you're chasing meme coins or get rich quick, you're always going to get wrecked. The wealthiest investors in the world aren't chasing meme coins. They're looking at the market cycles, they're playing our emotions. And when you're buying these investments, they're selling them to us. And when you're running from these investments, they're buying it. And we've helped over 6,000 people understand that there is no get rich quick. We teach our 5 pillars of wealth, my revolutionary 120-day challenge to get your shit together. We're not financial advisors. I'm a licensed insurance agent. I help people with Index Universal Life. We have a whole team we're building, and we help people understand there is no get rich quick. Cryptocurrency is a speculative asset that can help you gain a large amount of money. But if you have no game plan, you're going to be in the same position a year from now. So, this is the greatest time in human history, and inaction is action. So, what I want you to do is, I want you to stop watching incessant videos and watching all these different channels. And I want you to get a pen and paper out. I want you to start writing a game plan, even if you don't know exactly what to do. A weak plan is better than no plan. Action is better than no action. And no decision is a decision. If you're the head of the household and you're watching this, this is your responsibility right now. The next 18 to 24 months is the most critical time in human history to shift your family's timeline. So we're going to dive into this state. So BlackRock is making massive moves. As they tell you one thing, you need to look this way. Remember, Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, when I was in banking, was telling everybody that you're a criminal if you invest in Bitcoin. Now remember, the big banks allow their wealthy clients to invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Jay Clayton initiated the case against Ripple, leaves 3 days later to consult for a cryptocurrency fund that increased their position in Bitcoin and Ethereum about a month earlier. Bill Hinman, the emails that we're all panicking and freaking out about, he consults for Andreessen Horowitz' $2.2 billion crypto fund. Jay Clayton sits on the board of directors or the advisory board for the bank bail-in committees. The gentleman we're looking at right here, Larry Fink, is the largest asset manager in the world, BlackRock. BlackRock pretty much owns stake in almost everything you touch on a daily basis, to include one of the computers that I'm using right here. JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, holds 1 trillion in assets for BlackRock. So this video right here, which I've showed incessantly 5 years ago, this is what they're saying about Bitcoin. And I'm going to show you what BlackRock is doing. Well, what they'll tell you, just like Warren Buffett, they tell you that Charlie Munger, right, and Warren Buffett are against Bitcoin. He says Charlie Munger said it's rat poisoning, but Warren Buffett invested in Nubank, which is a crypto-friendly bank. It goes on and on and on. Bro, his largest holding, second largest holding, is Bank of America. Increases position in 2020 in Bank of America by 10%. Apple's number one, Bank of America's number two. Bank of America has Ripple in its patent. He also started closing out of all bank stocks except Bank of America and started to move into Japanese stocks. Guys, there's a changing world order right now. There is going to be no middle class. Some of you watching this are going to lose your jobs leveraged towards technology. Here's another thing I want to talk about. This is really important. You have to understand what the raising of interest rates and the lowering of inflation does. Number one, inflation is illegal taxation. They're going to get you with interest rates or they're going to get you with inflation. I told you guys Q3, Q4, the job markets are going to start to struggle because now we're going into the reverberation effect from the interest rates hikes. I'm a CEO of multiple companies, and when interest rates go up, we can't get access to cheap money anymore. Okay. Your number one expense is employees. Of our overall gross income, 40% of our income is team members. So I'm gonna give you some raw numbers. Okay, our payroll for one of our companies is $600,000 a year. Let that sink in. So most CEOs and companies, what they do is they look at the revenue model. They go to a CFO. My CFO is a human capital person, so we increased our people's salaries based on inflation. We did the opposite. We became more productive. But what most CFOs do, they panic. There are a number of people. My CFO is remarkable, and he's very focused on people. He said we need to get more productive, so we got more productive. We raised their salaries, and we got them up with inflation, and we have very engaged team members. What most CEOs do is they can't get access to capital, so they start cutting people. They don't give a shit about you. They don't give a shit about human capital. They care about profits and their shareholders. Okay. So we're going into ESG, environmental social governance, which has a lot to do with the narratives that are going on right now. Okay. We're moving into blockchain technology. And what you're seeing with the SEC suing Coinbase and Binance was all by design to pull the markets back. And I'm going to show you exactly why. So get your pen and paper out and pay attention because you're paying for your attention. So let's listen to what Larry Fink says. This is the CEO of American Express. I think he retired. And Larry Fink 5 years ago.
On most things, but there is something you disagree on.
Yes.
Bitcoin.
Oh.
I want. Well, you tell me. You tell us the things you disagree on.
Let's be clear. I don't spend any time thinking about Bitcoin. I was asked a question about Bitcoin and I responded, but I don't have a strong opinion on Bitcoin.
I heard you say you thought it was a.
I said it was I believe it is an index for money laundering.
Okay, so that's his opinion on Bitcoin, the largest asset manager in the world. That was 5 years ago. So that would have been, what would that have been, 2017? That would have been 2017. Okay, so let's take a journey here. This is MicroStrategies. I'm going to take you through. Just follow along. Get your pen and paper out. So MicroStrategies increases its Bitcoin holdings by 2,500 and now holds 132,000 BTC. So here's a securities exchange form, the form 8K, MicroStrategies Incorporated, and their investment and increase in Bitcoin. Okay. So we'll go here. Oh, sorry. We got to look at the dates here. So the date was, what was our date here? December 28th. Pay attention to the dates. December 28, 2022. We were coming off the FTX debacle, Celsius in 2022. Cryptocurrency is a fraud. The exchanges are fraudulent. We come into 2023. On the back end of the year, MicroStrategies buys a dip, December 28, 2022. Okay. Then we come into April 5th, 2023. MicroStrategy buys another 1,045 Bitcoins, 23.9 million. April 5th, 2023. MicroStrategy purchased an additional 1,045 Bitcoins for a total of 23 million, an average price of 28,000 between March the 23rd and April 4th, according to the Securities Exchange Commission. The latest purchase brings the company's Bitcoin holdings up to approximately 140,000 Bitcoin, roughly 4 billion, and a current price of 28.5. The overall average purchase price is 29,000. Okay. On March 27th, MicroStrategy disclosed a purchase of 6,455 Bitcoin, 161 million. MicroStrategies is higher by 1.2% pre-market alongside Bitcoin's 1% overnight gain. Okay, so let's move on a little bit. So this right here is from Bitcoin Culture. This is a great tweet that they put out. It said, looking at the largest holders of MicroStrategy, this is where the narrative kicks in, stock, we can see some big banks have been buying huge amounts of MicroStrategies in Q1 2023. Yes, that's the same. MicroStrategies is the largest holder of Bitcoin, owning 140K BTC at 3 billion. So they pulled the market back. You think it's not by design that they're going after Coinbase and Binance right now, pulling the markets back? There's all kinds of chaos, and they're buying the dip, buying the dip, buying the dip as regulation starts to come in. So the very gentleman, the CEO of BlackRock, Larry Fink, who controls the markets and is really the president of the United States, and Jamie Dimon, they're the ones who run the monetary system. Okay, they're the ones who call the shots. So if you look at MicroStrategy, the largest Bitcoin holder, BlackRock, number 3, increased their position by 1.85%. Bank of America increased their position. Holy shit, is that right? Is that right? 40, do you see that? 47%. Is that correct? Okay, you guys can read this show. Fidelity was 28%. 28. Holy crap. Okay, so let's talk about shares. So BlackRock went up 10,000 shares. Bank of America went up 226,000 shares, and Fidelity went up 96,000 shares. Ironically, think about that for just a moment. What's happening right now? MicroStrategies is buying the dip. Okay. And this is going on as well. 14 trillion earthquake, Fidelity and BlackRock are quietly laying the groundwork for the next Bitcoin and Ethereum crypto price bull run. Okay. And then this breaking news came out yesterday. BlackRock files for spot Bitcoin ETF with Coinbase as a custodian. So you really think that Gary Gensler, Jay Clayton, Bill Hinman, Jamie Dimon, Elizabeth Warren. So Elizabeth Warren has Jamie Dimon on speed dial. She reached out to Jamie Dimon right after First Republic collapsed. They monopolized it. They took over. You think that they're not all interconnected? You don't think that this is all by design? You don't think that Jay Clayton or Gary Gensler said, all right, throw out the case against Coinbase, Binance, slow everything down, guys. Slow everything down. Elizabeth Warren, attach crypto to fentanyl, freak everybody out of the marketplace, panic them, choke it off. Like, make sure that everybody panics, make sure that they sell so we can buy the dip, and then we'll bring it back when we are ready with regulation, and we'll bring it into our financial institutions. I've been reporting this since 2020. I highly recommend you dive through my videos and sift through them, please. I've been sharing this with my logical circuit. Being a generator in human design, I have a very logical circuit, and I've devoted my life to researching this 8 to 9 hours a day. It's something I'm very passionate about. I understand the banking system at a deep level. I went to CBA Executive Banking School, and I don't say it to brag. I'm just telling you my education platform. I spent 10 years in banking. I understand how banks work. They make money in 3 ways: interest income, fee income, and capital markets income. You take your hard-earned money and you direct deposit into a bank, which is a fixed account. They take your money and they put it into the capital markets. They put it into loans, and they put it into fixed accounts like BOLI, bank-owned life insurance. You get 1%, they earn 10%, so probably up to 100% on your money. Think about that. Then you put your money in a 401k. Go look up the tax codes, guys. Go look up 401k as a tax code. 7022 is a tax code. Go look up those tax codes, okay? 7022 and 401k, they're tax codes. 401k taxes you on the back end of your life when you're supposed to retire. Think about that for just a moment. So you go to school, you get a job, you put your money in a bank. You dam it up in a fixed account. They lend it out and make a bunch of money. Then you put your money in crypto, which is a variable market. And then you take your money out of crypto and you put it back into a variable account or a fixed account, and they take it and lend it out over and over again. So what's happening with the banking system is they don't like the fact that you have your liquidity outside of the bank in a non-bank financial institution like crypto. They want your crypto back in the banking system. So when this stuff pumps, they're going to open it up, bring it back in. Come on in. Lock your stuff up here. I guarantee you that Bitcoin and Ethereum and the top cryptos, you'll be able to custody them at a local bank in the next 3 years, 4 years, guaranteed. And they're going to do asset-backed loans, and they're going to catch you with blockchain technology and catch you on the back end. Look up master accounts with the Federal Reserve for crypto banks. Coinbase will be a bank. Ripple will be a bank. Kraken will be a bank. Who knows what's going to happen with Binance? I don't know. I'm not in Binance. So what we need to do is take control of our finances. Stop going against people and fighting against this invisible enemy. What I do is I use my bank account as a transitory account, right? We have deposits in there, but if I have excess deposits, I take my money and I put it into the capital markets like cryptocurrency. And I manage my own portfolio. I look at it, I buy, I'm just a buy low, sell high guy. Okay. I have people that trade in my academy. Good. That's just not my style. I'm buy low, sell high, intrinsic value. I'm also diversified in business. IUL is where I put my money to secure, to protect, and to leverage. So I'd much rather put my excess cash into an index universal life policy where I can access the capital and I can do what they're doing. I can make 6 to 7% interest and I have my guaranteed principal. They're taking your money and indexing it. They're taking your money and putting it in the capital markets. So the number one thing you should be doing right now is taking action by creating a budget. Okay. If you don't have cash flow, you need to create a budget right now. All of you are overspending. Every single person. We are a consumer society, specifically in America. All of you are overspending. If you're buying Starbucks and you're buying energy drinks, you're overspending. Cut that out. Make your coffee at home. Cut out coffee. Start fasting. We're trained to eat 10 to 6 to 7 meals a day. That's all by design. That's all indoctrination. Your body can fast for a very long time. Eat micronutrients, dense meals, do some fasting, save some money on some food. I could reverse the whole system for you. Carbohydrates are an essential nutrient on the bottom of the food period. No, they're not. It's a non-essential nutrient. Your body doesn't need carbohydrates to survive. It needs it for energy. So if you exercise and you move, then you need carbohydrates as a fuel source. I don't believe in going carb-free and all that stuff. Carbohydrates are needed. I expend energy, so I eat carbohydrates, but I'm in a very strategic window. I fast for long periods of time. Breakfast, it means break fast. It doesn't mean you need to eat breakfast. Look up Kellogg's and why Kellogg's was created. Look at type 1 diabetes in children or type 2 diabetes in children, how rampant it's been since the 1950s. Look at the creation of antidepressant medications, what's happened to our society. Whereas there's no invisible enemy here. It's your inaction that is your enemy. You can argue all day. You can fight all day. We're not out protesting. We're not out going against the people. We're getting our shit together. We're raising our families. We're taking care of our families. I have no enemy. Whatever gender you pick, that's your choice. It doesn't have anything to do with me. Whatever Biden does and he falls down on stage, it doesn't change my behaviors and actions. If Trump comes back, it doesn't change my discipline and my consistency. I know you're seeing DeSantis and Trump go into this, it's like two roosters in a hen. It's like, this is nothing new under the sun, guys. Study the Roman days. This is nothing new under the sun. This will cycle over and over again until you all realize that you're already wealthy, you're already healthy, you already have everything you need. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'd love to have you part of our community. Description down below. And I want to share with you guys, people say, oh, he pushes the community. The reason why we do our community, number one, it protects our community, right? We have so many scammers out there. I will never proactively DM you. I will never contact you on Telegram, WhatsApp app. I do not invest people's money. We are not investors. We are not financial advisors. We have a protected community where people come in. We have a 120-day challenge. We can get your shit together. Subconscious mind programming, goal setting, fitness, mindset, fasting, meditation, all the things I've done within my life, my blueprint. We share our 5 pillars of wealth, right? I'm a licensed insurance agent. I'm building my insurance team. We are helping people with Index Universal Life and educating them. So we do the community to protect you and also to put you in a like-minded community of like-minded individuals so that you can be around people who don't think you're crazy, right? And you learn that peace and freedom and family structure are so important and love is the number one frequency. So again, I want to make it very clear. I'm not against anybody. I'm not battling against anybody. I think everybody adds value. I like listening to all these different people and the interviews and hearing different perspectives and all the different sides of everything. But all I know is what I can do every single day. What I can do is I can wake up early. I can exercise. I can pray to God. I can meditate. I can do the best I can to get my shit together and pull the log out of my eye before pulling the straw out of your eyes. That's why you see me respond to haters by saying I love you, because I truly do, because I've been there before. If people are focused on you, if haters are focused on you, they're not focused. The people commenting down below that are saying negative stuff, they're not focused. They're focused on me. And I appreciate that. But when I started to see myself, people started to see me. When I was trying to get you to see me, nobody saw me. Play that over again. Play that over again. Let that sink in. I know who I am and I know who you are. You're special. You're amazing. You're powerful. You're abundant. You're beautiful and you're worth it. So as we always say, warriors, rise, get your shit together. Everything's in the description down below. Love you guys. And some of you I'll see on July 15th. We have a free meet and greet, and that's down below as well. Mesa, Arizona. Talk to you soon.